Welcome to Revolut Lab Podcast. This episode is about the 6-year-old in Virginia who got access to a gun.
Get a gun, transfer it from the house to the school without no one knowing.
Because there's Call of Duty. And that's really easy to learn. And you do it out in real life.
Call of Duty has nothing to do with the access, though.
What happened though? What did she do?
It's great you said it.
She took. You can. I didn't know with the story. I just like kids in general with guns. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the story is this kid, 6 years old,
Yeah.
was able to access a gun that was loaded at his house and transported that gun
That's the parents' fault.
It's the parents.
to
There's
a
no one's fault.
classroom.
Yeah.
That's why I'm giving you the entire story. To a
Yeah.
classroom where he shot this teacher during a class.
What?
And pulled that out of his desk, supposedly desk. Aimed at the teacher, shot at the teacher. The teacher moved her hand, boom, went through her hand into her chest. She survived. But who in the fuck can charge a 6-year-old?
Well, you know why that happens?
That's the question, though.
And I'm sure that Pete's gonna agree with me. The reason all this is happening is because they took prayer out of school. Oh. Okay.
It could be.
You can't pray in school anymore.
Amen to that, brother.
Amen.
Amen to that, brother.
I'm just being sincere.
No, that's not true
You get
at
me,
all.
right?
No, he's
No.
atheist.
The Pledge of
not
Allegiance.
bring-
The Pledge of
not-
Allegiance.
There's a reason why we have in our Constitution the separation of church and state. If you want to bring that bullshit into
Listen,
my
if you're
school,
gonna try to start
go
making
across the
sense,
street into a
By
private
state,
school.
so yeah,
If you're gonna try to start making sense and making sensible arguments, that's not what we're here for. Okay?
You know?
True.
I'm sorry that attendance is down. You have to try to spread it in the public to get, your nonsense spread, but keep it in your own private spot, please.
I agree.
Please keep it there. Not
So going
anywhere
back to a
else.
sensible and a common sense, the shit is about the 6-year-old. 6-year-old
You know,
getting a gun.
in the words of Chris Rock, I don't think there should be gun control. They should have bullet control. I think every bullet should be $5,000.
Yep. Not a bad idea, actually.
They put $50,000 worth of bullets in his
must
ass. No, that's funny.
He must have deserved it. Remember?
Whoever
You
shot
got my property.
Whoever shot me would take their bullet back. I believe you got my property.
Yes.
Yep.
No, but 6 years old, I mean, that's tragic, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the easiest thing is just freaking put it away.
What has the parents say about it? Have they been and come out and said anything?
They should be in
No,
jail.
nothing yet. And that's the point.
Yeah.
The point is, how do you charge a 6-year-old?
And charge the
You
parents?
said you would, but you have to.
No, you
charge
can't
the
do
parents.
anything with the 6-year-old. Is going to be 6 years old.
Yes.
The parents are the custodian and the guidance, the ones that are there for him.
It's 6 years old. You know the difference between right and wrong.
Listen,
Don't give me that
hold
bullshit.
on, hold on.
You
hold
do.
on.
Don't
Hold
give
on.
me that bullshit.
Hold
You
on,
do.
This
hold
kid
on.
knew what he was doing and did it. There's got to be some
Peter?
kind of punishment towards him.
Peter, yeah,
This
I'm not saying don't punish him.
He probably thought she was going to come back to life somehow.
Listen,
Like
Could
rebirth.
be.
they
Could
understand what they're
Not
doing
at
to a
6,
certain
TP.
degree.
Rebirth.
Not at 6.
All
Say
right,
no.
Let me ask you this. When you're a teenager,
Yes.
did you do things back then that seemed totally sensible that now you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Depends.
But you knew what you were doing, though. That's
At
what
that
he's-
time. But then if we're looking back and reflecting, you're like, yo, I had no idea what the hell I was really doing. I didn't know I shouldn't have talked to this person this way. I shouldn't have disrespected this person this way,
Because
right? Imagine at 6 years old.
I agree.
You don't
I'm
know.
sorry. First
You-
of all, I'm going to cut everybody off. As a gun owner, how do you leave your home not knowing where your gun is?
True.
Anyone could break in, steal your gun, kill someone with it. You need to know where your gun is at all times.
if you own a gun, that's your responsibility, man.
Exactly. That's the problem right there.
Which goes back to not gun control, just gun safety. Like the people.
Gun knowledge.
Yeah, like why
Just
would you leave a
common
gun,
sense gun
charged
ownership.
with bullets? But going back to
What kind of gun was it?
I'm sure.
handgun.
I'm sure it was like a semi-automatic handgun.
no,
Like the
yeah.
newer style guns, like my wife's gun, it has like 3 safety things built into it
what
that
I'm
a
saying.
6-year-old wouldn't know
That's
how to
what I
use.
mean.
You would
That's what I'm
assume.
saying.
So it
You
had
would
to be
assume.
an older, I bet you an older gun that
Could
didn't
be.
have any of
Glocks
those
don't
features.
have Glocks don't have
Right.
safeties. Neither
Right.
do some
Many guns,
revolvers.
many
A lot
guns
of them.
nowadays don't have safety.
You know where my safety is?
It's a
Right
five.
here.
It's a five. Yeah,
And
it's
that's
a 5
the
pound
safety. It's
trigger
true.
pull.
It's true. What movie is that?
That's
Is it a movie?
like in the handbook. of,
that was my
bro. That's like in the handbook of when you get your concealed
Yes.
weapons
No, I
license.
know. But
This
some-
is your safety.
Dude, the first time I bought the first time I went and look at guns, bro, I go in there and I'm like, can I take a look at that one? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
The guy's like, whoa,
The guy's like,
whoa.
do you mind not doing that?
And he's right,
But
though.
I don't know anything of the
I know,
etiquette, right?
yep.
But in my head, I'm like, bro, this is your store. You know you don't have bullets on this, right?
I know.
But
it's
then
just-
again, that's not the point.
Yeah.
just
The
safety.
point is a respect thing
Yep.
to where like, hey,
Yep.
we just take that much care. You know,
Yep.
we're going the extra step just to make
Yep.
sure that everybody's cool. And I respected that. But at first, I was like, yeah, that's nice. And then I'm dry firing like click, 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 click.
Wow.
He's like, do you mind not doing that? I'm like, oh, that's either okay.
Wow,
It
that's
actually
crazy.
fucks up the gun.
Then I took the gun, I threw it on the floor, repeated. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that part.
No, but
Might as well.
it's a good thing that you say that because we are not taught how to handle guns.
Bro.
Correct.
And if we are, it's because of some other
school.
person that we know or whatever. But, you know, in certain states, in certain cultures,
Yeah.
you are taught how to handle a gun,
Yeah.
how to fire at a really young age, you know. Along with
I've seen
guns.
videos of that little girl. Just like a little girl.
Oh,
that-
like a competitive.
yeah, she's shooting
shit.
in the AR. She's like,
I've seen that.
turns it sideways.
And she's 9. Yeah, she's 9 years
switches
old.
to a pistol. I'm like, damn.
You just went.
Yeah,
It reminded me of that
I don't-
rapper.
I don't want to be shooting. No.
But the point is that
Have you seen the gifs about it where they put the gifs with the Nintendo?
What is going on right now?
the Nintendo cassette?
some
What are these two
time I
doing
some
right now?
freaking TikTok
Every time I
video
play
with the
Nintendo.
freaking guy that sings a song and goes, he's a rocker.
Anyhow.
Didn't I send it to you?
Yeah, exactly. But going back to the 6-year-old. Subscribe, please.
Bro,
What do you think?
at 6 years old, I was playing Duck Hunt.
Yes,
Yes.
Nintendo. But
I wasn't
so you knew
doing-
how to shoot a gun, though.
Shooting at the
Baby,
Squeezing
his
the
teacher
trigger.
looked like a duck, bro.
That was great.
I didn't know the second player controlled a dog.
I didn't
Or
either
dog.
until like a year ago.
Could be.
Bro,
You
what
wanna
is up
shoot
with
that
that? Our
puppy?
whole childhood would have changed if knowing that your brother
Man.
could have been the fucking dog while you're doing duck.
No, you moved the duck.
No, you moved the
Oh, the
duck with
duck.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, not the
yeah.
dog.
I
Yeah,
had no
duck.
idea, bro. My whole childhood is ruined.
They're talking about video games again.
Anyway,
But it's guns related.
Guns.
No, I know guns. Yeah.
So okay, so let me ask you this.
What
Let
about
me-
bazooka?
Let me. Yeah, that,
there was a bazooka with the freaking thing that came down.
let me ask you.
Tito, what's your opinion?
Yeah,
Super scope.
yeah, the super scope. That's what
Oh,
it's
bro,
called.
you remember
The
that shit?
bazooka. That's what I said.
Yo, okay, hold on.
But going back
Let's
to a 6-year-old getting a
Doesn't
gun.
mom still
Let's-
have that?
No,
let's shine a
talk
light
about
on this situation.
6-year-old.
6-year-old with a gun, right? All right, check this
How-
We
out.
would have put it up there.
Have you guys? One of my favorite movies is with Mel Gibson, The Patriot.
great movie.
Yes.
Freaking great
Hey,
movie.
small Miss Small.
Yeah,
That's where I was getting to. So the
His
Constitution
kids.
has certain stipulations on there not to reserve your right to bear arms to
Yeah, yeah.
hunt for your food because back then there was no Walmart. So like that's what because some people make that argument. They're like,
Right.
no, hey, the Second Amendment is so you can hunt. No, that's not for what it was.
Yeah.
Like back then, that's what you had to do no matter what. It was for for a potential uprising in the government.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
Correct.
so you want to make sure that
Protect
everybody's cool,
yourself.
right?
how do you fight tyranny?
At
if
that
you
time,
don't
when
have a
the
better gun?
when the
Or
English
the same
came
gun?
in and invaded in that particular movie, you would see an 8-year-old, with a rifle.
Yeah.
That's radically different than where we are now. We don't have necessarily, invaders coming in, but the question still remains: how early? What's the
adjustment to the
Right,
thing?
like how
How do you define it better?
because I took my son out, right?
Yeah.
But I waited till he was 13.
Okay, 13's a good age.
Took him to
Yeah,
13,
yeah.
took him to the
13's a
range,
good age.
And teach
open,
him. Yeah.
safety. You have
Yeah.
to do a class,
All
like
that.
all that good stuff, right?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I want to teach him respect for it. I don't want him.
Correct.
Sometimes parents take the approach where like, no, I'm not showing my kids this
Be
at all.
afraid, yeah.
And what happens is they get more curious.
And they end up something
So
happens.
behind my back, I don't want that. So I was real upfront with them, like, hey, this is very, very dangerous. The whole purpose this was created for was to end someone's life potentially. Okay, so you got to really understand that it's not a game. It's
Correct.
It's not a toy. And from that, thankfully, they've been Really good. And then now I got to take my daughter because now she just turned 13.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I think
It's a
13
good
is a good
age.
To the
age.
range?
It's a good age.
13 is a good age.
But, you know, I'm not going.
Which range?
The one that you told me all the way past
Triple
St.
M?
Cloud? Yeah.
Bro,
Oh,
a
that's the
good one.
best. That's the best.
And
That's
then
a good
we pulled
one.
with the skeet and
Yeah.
everything on there.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
best.
because
they got everything.
they got to sit in there and watch a freaking
Yeah.
video.
Which is gun safety, not, you know, but
Because there's a lot of people that are like, no, we got to get rid of these gun laws because, you know, it's not the same anymore. We don't need guns. Like, I don't know about that either. I'm not for like everybody should be strapped. I don't know how that would be. But at the same time, I don't want them gone.
yeah,
The Wild West.
I agree. We shouldn't
what I
be
mean?
strapped. And
Imagine if it was,
Well, maybe
though.
strapped. It's just the thing is,
I don't know where how to gauge that. But I don't
It's
think
difficult.
that either extreme is good. I don't think everyone and everybody should have one. But at the same time, I don't think that everyone should not have
Isn't
one
it? I saw something. 70% of Texas is people
gun owner.
are gun owners.
Yeah.
this is not a handgun or something else. And
I
that's
heard
already-
you could, but it couldn't be chambered or anything like that.
I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I don't think you can open carry in Texas. You can in Oklahoma. But the point is,
Let us know if you know.
Please let us know. But the point
Comment,
is, the
subscribe.
point of all this shit is,
Yeah.
the kid did not go to the store and buy a fucking gun.
Got it from home.
So somebody fucked up.
Yep.
Left their gun accessible to a kid, which is stupid. You know, at the beginning.
First of
And
all, how
not on
did
every
he know how to
state.
find it?
It's funny because I was reading about this. There's states out there that have nothing that says what you got to do if you're a gun owner about safety. You know, do you secure it? Do you store it without?
Our food, our education, or the excess information and misinformation, and everything is pleasure and everything is good. We're just not really getting. And these are the symptoms of it.
Yeah,
Here, we're losing Tiki.
but do you need
I got
to?
an
dictate-
idea.
Go ahead.
God
What's the
damn
idea?
it! Purchase a weapon. You have to pass a fucking test, like a fucking essay or not an essay.
Then it's not a right.
Like a
Yeah.
no. It's only for handguns.
It's not a right then. Right? You don't have to ask for permission. Right is a right.
It's become to us.
If you hold on, no.
Okay,
This is,
I understand what you're saying, but there's a lot of mental health issues that are really not being asked. I guess if you're gonna buy a gun,
It's not the gun owner.
they do a background check regardless. They
Yeah,
do a
listen,
background
listen,
check.
it's a really
They're
slippery
doing-
slope.
They still do a background check.
They do.
So
They
it's
do.
not really like a thing where you can just buy it and boom.
Well, you shouldn't. Be. I think you
Unless you're
shouldn't.
buying a
Be.
shotgun. or
No,
a
but like
fucking-
let's say you have no run-ins with the law, but you happen to have mental issues. Unfortunately, it's still your right, and until you show otherwise,
if you're on record or like on some kind of list of
well, how did you get on that list?
people with mental health
No, it's
issues?
just-
But there isn't
then
a
you-
list.
you
But
should-
there's not a list
it
of
should-
mental.
not a list.
You know
but
how
it
many?
should show up on your background.
But there
check.
isn't.
You know how many narcissists
That's what he's saying.
don't have?
There isn't.
It
though.
should show up on the background.
On
check.
what though? There's
On a-
nothing that's
on a
created.
background check. I don't know. Like as soon as like someone becomes mental
No,
health
dude, it is-
issued, that
Trust me,
shit
there-
should show
there
up
is.
on a record.
So
There
they
is
have
a way.
like
On any background
they have a
check.
no-fly zone or no gun zone. The moment you go cray cray, like the moment you do something out of the ordinary.
I'm not trying to say that. What I mean is that it should pop up, and in order to get the gun, when you do have that mental health issue, you do have to take this test.
So
in order to
but
get
then
the
we
gun.
but then we get to the bureaucracy of government.
That's not a bad idea.
Of government saying no, you crazy, and because they just say you
I can-
are, or you have mental health issues that can just stop you from having
I
It's
them.
not
can
the
I
government,
can
it's the
work off
doctor.
ahead what he just said. You have to have a cleared doctor's note clearing that you have no medical issues.
that's what I mean. It's
yeah,
a doctor,
yeah,
not
yeah.
A
not
doctor
the
that
government.
diagnosed with you with zero issues.
No mental health issues
Correct.
anymore.
But regardless,
But you
if-
still have to take this test.
yes,
Correct.
if that's for the gun owner.
Correct.
We are talking about a 6-year-old that had access to a fucking
Exactly,
gun. So going back to it.
which goes to my point.
So
is
how
that
about-
this gun owner probably has some mental health issues because how the fuck do you just
True.
leave your gun out laying around?
No,
he,
no,
he must
no,
have
no,
been like,
no.
So do we
No, no,
crucify
no.
him?
he
just-
could have.
he
Okay,
could
hold
just
on,
be- he could
hold
just be
on,
lazy.
hold on,
Just lazy
hold on.
idiot.
Okay, if it
Bad
was
parent.
if it was. Do you really think the parent left it like out in the open?
Probably
Yes.
smoked weed and forgot
Yes.
about it,
Could
and left
be.
it there.
Yes.
Could be. We
It
don't
could
have
be.
the, we don't have the
Okay,
descriptive
let's say he's
the
not that
information,
stupid.
So
Let's
Okay.
say he is.
Okay, let's
I
say
got
he,
drunk.
let's say
I
he
think
actually
he
had it
is.
hidden, but he was like, "Hey, son, if you ever get in trouble or need help with anything, this gun is right here."
To a 6-year-old?
Hey, bro.
I think he was just got drunk. He was just probably cleaning or something.
left it out.
And he
Pero-
forgot about it.
But listen,
the
listen.
phone
Yeah, but
rang.
how do you wake up the next morning, take him to school, or did he just walk to school?
Bro, how many times have you
True.
had? How many times have you didn't? Where you're like, oh shit, I left that.
Yeah,
No.
you
Ever
know
had
what
that
I do?
experience?
I fucking turn around.
But
and go
then it
back
might be
and get
too
it.
late.
But
Did
how
I
many
close the
times?
garage?
But how many times did you send your 6-year-old to
That's
school
it.
without checking his
Forgot to close the
bag?
garage.
I never check my.
Helping him.
I never check my
no,
kid's
like
bag.
you help him though, carry his bag.
Nah,
Never,
Hardly
At
ever.
6, 5? Oh man, I
bro,
did.
they had their
did.
backpack and I got their
Blah,
lunch.
blah,
I'm like,
blah,
Toma,
blah.
here you go.
No, I
give 'em
carry
a
their
love.
bag to the.
Where did
to
this
the
happen
car
at? What state?
In Virginia. So
There's open carry in Virginia, I believe.
I don't. They teach their kids at an early age how
Yeah.
to use weapons, but
Which is a
Eat-
good thing.
it's a good thing. And even then,
We don't want those red coats
What?
coming back.
why would you leave a gun?
Because they're
Handgun.
just not a good. Again, there's gonna be dummies anywhere.
It's the parents or
gonna be
whoever
dummies
left-
anywhere. You
whoever
can
left the gun
legislate, you can do all this, but at the end of the day, people are still gonna be messed up.
Or
I mean,
not
Holy
follow the
shit,
law.
yo, you're right.
What?
It's legal
what open
what?
carry?
in Virginia
Told you.
without a permit for anyone who is at least 18 years old
18
who can
years old,
legally
though.
possess a firearm
Legally.
In Virginia.
in Virginia.
There it is.
Virginia.
So definitely I think it's the parents' fault.
Definitely.
Obviously.
It's not. Yeah,
And-
it's the definitely.
So what punishment do you do?
Well,
Bro, it's difficult.
I don't think
to
you
say.
charge the kid. Well, did they kill it? The kid killed or no?
No,
He
no,
shot
no.
at.
Teacher
She survived.
survived.
She survived.
Okay, so I would say he definitely can't do video games anymore.
I don't think video games have anything to do with it.
I know, I was just being stupid.
Duck hunt. He
I
might
was
be
just like,
playing
you know,
Duck
you
Hunt.
can't go out on Fridays, right?
Yeah,
no,
no
but like,
cell phone.
but I think it would be more like I don't think it's a punishment thing. I think it's just an
He needs
education
mental health.
opportunity. It's just kind of like
Does the
counsel
kid have a
and
mother
let him
and
know
father?
and let him
Hold
know,
on,
hey,
hold-
listen,
Hold
what
on.
you did is not
Hold
really.
on, hold on. Does the kid let's before you go through that fucking tunnel,
He does.
the mother and father?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. He's got parents.
Who's the owner of the gun? Do we know? Hey,
They haven't
whoever the
released
gun
anything.
owner is, should be
Parents.
fucking
It's his
punished for
parents.
that.
Yeah.
And the other parent should definitely be getting some kind of fucking supervision
Whipping
from
in the ass.
children, families, and whatever the fucking department
Counseling.
is.
Counseling.
They need to
Social
be
worker.
supervised like almost like 10 hours a day or something.
Yes, Peter.
How about a new law created?
What does the law
To-
A
say?
new law created for this situation that
Oh,
can
like
punish
maybe jail?
people that have a situation that happens that punishes parents.
Let me put it this way. Hold on. Don't we have that
Like,
law already?
There is. It's
Don't
out
we have
there.
that law? If my
It's out
dog
there.
bites you, I'm responsible
You-
for.
yeah.
Right.
So why is it different with my kid?
No, there is. There's laws out there. The problem is that some states that law, and again, it goes to the details. We're ambiguous. So, do we need to lock weapons? We don't. So I'm not at
What
fault.
happens to the
as a
dog when
parent?
he
I'm not at
bites?
fault.
When he bites somebody.
You gotta
Yeah,
put him
but
down.
you go to the civil. That too. That
You
too.
gotta put him down. Yeah.
What happens to the kid that just shot
Oh,
someone
I didn't
in the
mean
face?
that. I didn't mean that. Oh shoot, I used the wrong analogy. I used the wrong analogy. I do not mean to shoot anybody.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is back
No
in the
more
day,
video games.
all I'm gonna say is that back in the day, if you fucking stole a horse
Cut your
and
hand off.
they caught you,
They
bro,
fucking killed
Done.
you.
you were hung.
Yeah.
You were hung.
The closest tree.
Yeah,
you,
but a
you were
kid.
hung by the neck until you were no longer breathing.
Yeah, but you're talking about a 6-year-old
Jeffrey Epstein
that
style.
should or should not know any better. It's the parents' fault,
Dude,
Yes,
Point blank,
clearly,
they
but the
fucked
kid
up.
definitely needs to get punished somehow.
I agree. He needs some type of punishment.
I don't think he needs
type-
punishment. I think he needs help and counseling.
Yeah, help and
That's his
counseling. but-
punishment.
But what if you're the teacher and you
his
give
head.
him a slap on the wrist? Fuck that.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
that kid strung up as Buster Brown.
No, like if you're the teacher, you have to be at least able to like at least once a month slap him in the face, or just or kick him in the shin, something.
waterboard him.
Most likely,
Damn,
the
that
teacher
escalated
ass.
quickly.
Listen,
Maybe a
most
flick
like-
in the ear.
Listen,
Waterboard them.
Most likely, the teacher is Christian. She's gonna forgive the little youngster,
There you go.
and then wait for him to grow up, and eventually try to blackmail him or something.
You know what really fucking pissed me off when I was reading this story?
Yeah.
And then I started seeing posts on fucking TikTok and YouTube, is that people spun it immediately, not knowing any fucking information, into a political agenda.
Always. That's what they do.
Gun control, the fucking... The parents must be
It's just
Republicans.
obvious.
I
They
bet that
must be
kid. I
Trump
bet that
supporters,
kid
or
was
must be
vaccinated.
Biden. Exactly. COVID. The fucking kid got the COVID vaccine, so he's fucked
If
up control.
if all the guns were gone, the criminals are the only ones with guns,
Of course.
Exactly.
and then we're fucked.
Yep.
We're gonna be out there like
And the government has them. We're fucked.
Ninja Turtles.
Which goes back to
Which
tyranny.
goes back to Second Amendment. Yep.
Tyranny and the Second Amendment.
You guys act like
We're gonna be out
governments
there-
in the past have like done bad things when they took guns
Bro,
away.
Yeah,
it's
read
gonna
books,
turn
bro.
into was it gangs in New York, man.
Yes.
We're gonna be fighting with fucking meat cleavers and fucking swords and clubs and shit.
Yep.
But
I'm
no,
gonna fight with my power of love, like the Care Bears.
and words.
That's my bullet.
Yeah, but I was pissed off when I
true.
started seeing shit
That's how
like
it
that.
should be.
Seeing shit like that, like people exploiting the story and not giving them.
But that's all of it, bro. Anything
I
that
think any
happens on the
subject
news
nowadays, yeah.
is swayed one way to continue to split people.
It's
all it is.
crazy though. Why do we
division.
do that to
Bro,
ourselves, man?
Because we're
That's-
still operating together primarily out of fear and scarcity, right? So when people are in that mindset, they're just looking out for themselves and the ones closest to them,
Yeah.
the best they can.
He wants to say something.
No, I was just making fun.
The moment we start losing the fear and we start rising up to who we are and understanding that everybody has the same right to life that we do,
Yeah.
then we can start getting these assholes out of office that are just taking money and seeking their
True.
own interests.
Term
So,
limits.
True.
Term
Limits.
But I think if we
Term
Senate.
limits
Can you
across
talk
the
about
board.
Senate? Yeah, that's a good
It
question.
goes back to
8
that
years
topic.
for
we-
Good
everything.
comment.
Every year, 8 years, the max you can do.
But then you'll be, you know how much? Why the fuck do we spend money on fucking campaigns? Anyways, that's a good topic. Go ahead. Taxpayers.
Yes, sir.
This goes back to that topic we talked about probably like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, like
That
times 12.
how we go to exploit ourselves instead of building ourselves up. We try to destroy each other.
Negativity. Yeah.
It goes back to that topic where rich people help only the rich,
Right.
And they don't give a shit about anybody else,
Right.
and
Most.
then they expect all the people that don't give a shit to give a shit, and it's crazy how a lot of dumb motherfuckers fall into that path. And they're like, oh yeah, Gucci, Louis Vuitton,
Kim
oh, man.
Kardashian.
Yeah, like that's their goal, like
So-
to own some stupid fucking product
Oh, so you
because they're always
been
like,
dumbed down.
oh, Snoop Dogg
We
just
have-
gifted a fucking badass watch to
we
Yeah,
Wiz Khalifa.
outsource our sense of worth, right?
Yeah.
So I alone I am
Like
not
that,
worth
you know,
anything
on a
unless I
slant.
acquire
On a
this
slant.
and I acquire this and whether it's tangible things or abstract things like respect from certain groups. So we're just basically
that's a good comment, because what if the 6-year-old knew and the parents knew gun safety and the parents locked everything away? He just wanted to be popular because of TikTok, boom, Gucci, whatever,
wasn't thinking
whatever
that,
it might
but-
be. Because I don't know what happened. There's no. They
crazy.
haven't said motive.
It's fame, bro.
They haven't said anything. But going back to it,
Let's find out what
What if?
activities he was into beforehand.
yeah, could,
Maybe
could be.
he was
Might be.
brainwashed by some
let
secret
me
5G.
organization.
5G.
you gotta understand at age 6
Just saying,
a lot of
could be a
kids
conspiracy.
5G, bro.
Mira, at age 6, a lot of kids are still in this theta
Developing.
wave,
Yeah.
theta wave mindset, right?
saying.
So it's like you're daydreaming,
Yeah.
you're playing to see it. So sometimes it's not that they're just jerks or they know what they're doing. No, it's just like they just
Being kids.
right.
But then going
gun.
back, but then Yes, I
lighter.
agree. So going back to it, if you're
Not to justify the 6-year-old shooting someone, but it's just
No, not
just
at all, but
consider
it-
a different view.
But the point
it's
is
just
this:
a wake up for the adults who are
if you're-
taking care of kids
Thank
like
you.
this.
If you're an adult and you're taking care of special kids with special needs, why would you leave?
Or just kids.
Why would you leave a lighter, anything that could cause harm to themselves and you out in the open, just like a gun? If you're taking care of kids who are still
Regular
developing,
kids.
regular kids,
You know,
damaged.
we didn't have weapons at
that
my
just-
house, but my mom
those
left the Hallmark Channel on one time,
liars
and
did.
I really got messed up from that.
So do you change guns from being a right to a privilege?